Welcome, friends. We're delighted you could join us today for our tea chat that we do every week. We're Tamara and Twila, mother-daughter team. We have a little shop south of Lawrence, Kansas, and we teach a variety of classes.
This is close to December 1st now. It's amazing how quickly this year has gone by. We're at the first day of the last month of the year, practically. With that, it gives us some pause to think about different things. Holidays, of course, are probably foremost in everyone's mind, but something in the back of our minds, it really got me thinking this. So I've been thinking on a year ago. And a year ago is when we started our videos. So this is our first anniversary.
Yay!
Yay! And who'd have thought?
Right?
It's even surprised us probably a little bit. You never know how things are going to go until you begin. And your comments are really always fabulous because they just kind of boost us up.
They do.
Keep us going on times when we don't know that we're going to keep going.
Sometimes it can feel like you're just talking into a void.
Yes.
And having people come into the shop and say that they've been watching and that they came in for something in particular we talked about, or having your comments, it really helps to keep us inspired and going and know that we're reaching at least a few of you and the people maybe that we're meant to reach. We love.
And in turn, we hope we can inspire you a wee bit too.
Yes.
And so as I was thinking as to how we got started on all of this journey, you might be interested in knowing also how we got started. And I've had one person in the back of my mind all this week, and her name is Virginia. And Virginia, though, is no longer with us on this planet. But when we got started, we had a meeting of people that we wanted to bring together, like-minded people. And we wanted to start an herb study group here in town or in this county. And so we kind of put together some ideas, a couple of demonstrations, and we put out a few notices. We were hopeful 10 people would show up. Well, over 50 showed up that day. In fact, it was close to 70, but over 50.
That's amazing.
It was fabulous. And we were inspired by that.
Yeah, that was the Kaw Valley Herb Study Group. Many of you who still are our friends and part of our herbal community began knowing us from that. And herbs have been a shared passion of ours for years and years. Mom had an herb study group that she had started where she lived in Nebraska. And then when Dad passed away, I really wanted to find a way to create a community here for Mom to join also. And so that was a project that we worked on together. She would drive down from Nebraska by herself and help with the herb study group. And so we really helped. We built a community here in Lawrence, similar to what she had built there in Lincoln. She also had like 40 people who would show up every month to her groups there in Lincoln, Nebraska as well.
It was a great group. And so how long ago was this all?
That was 2007 that we started the one here in Lawrence. And that ran for almost 9 years, I believe. We opened the shop here in, Dad passed in 2010. So I think we opened the shop here
a year later, probably.
Was it a year later? 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. Yeah. And so it's been going for a while.
That's right. And so as we think back on this, starting the group and also our videos, after that group, Virginia came up to us and talked to us, and she said, I enjoyed this so much. I want to be part of this. And she also joined my stitching group when I started the stitching group. And Virginia was a self-proclaimed psychic, seer. And she said to us, I can see you girls on TV one day. And we thought, yeah, right. I don't think so. But how sweet of her to believe in us. And from that person believing in us, we kind of tucked that in the back of our minds, but it kind of kept us going. It spurred us on. And that's kind of the moral to the story, having someone believe in us and to know that we possibly could do bigger things. Well, then COVID hit. After, we've had the shop open and our home herbalism classes were going very well. We had to change midstream very quickly. And that really was a nightmare at that time.
It was a real challenge.
It truly was.
Not only were we dealing with COVID and I had kids at home still, but then we had 2 classes actually running. Our home herbalism program was a 10-month program. We had 2 classes running at that time, a morning class and an afternoon class. And so we had lots of students depending on us for this program. And we met in January, met in February, and then boom, in March, everything closed down right before our March meeting. And so suddenly we had to figure out
30 days.
Yeah, how to take this really very sensory class and make it a virtual program. And so we had to, oh goodness, I think I ate, drank, slept, everything, learning. Learning the lighting, learning videography, learning editing, learning about setting up a website, putting your videos on there, how to take our all of our handouts, how do we get the actual items that we would have been passing around in class to the people. And so that's really what started us on this journey of having a hybrid program, which we now have, where we send physical items to our students.
But you burned the midnight oil, learning the technicalities of this. We did a lot of brainstorming during that time.
My goodness.
We needed to work creativeness into this program also now. And we've kind of got that done, and we fine-tuned it as we've gone through the years.
For sure.
But it has worked. Our classes have gone online. So from that nightmare, more or less, came so many good things.
Yes, for sure.
And then now we sit here in front of the camera.
Yes.
And with our weekly chats with you. And it's unbelievable. And we've been doing it for a year. So that means we've had almost 50 weeks.
Isn't that amazing that we've got, so all of those are still up. If you've missed them, you can still watch them. They're still listed on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. And we've actually started now posting them on our YouTube channel because we reach different people on each of those platforms. And we love reaching different people because we are teachers at heart. And Mom's taught for as long as I can remember. She's taught classes on particularly art classes, doing toll painting way back when, right? And rug hooking and dyeing wools and applique, and oh my goodness. So that's really where I got my teaching genes from. And then I was trained as a junior high school and high school English speech and drama teacher, and I did that for a few years. And we're teachers, and that we love teaching what we're passionate about.
So part of this is our community outreach.
Yes.
And that's what we are pretty strong in doing, we feel. And the other thing is just inspiring and sharing information.
Yeah.
Maybe a few words of wisdom here and there, and maybe a recipe too.
Yes, inform and inspire. That's really what we hope.
And so Virginia did that for us in the very beginning. Yes. And so thank you, Virginia.
Thank you, Virginia.
We appreciated her so much because she did inspire us. And all we need is that one person to believe in us and to inspire us.
I think it's so important to have someone in your life who can help hold a vision of what you can be, where your potential is, and to plant that seed. I think that's really important to have people in your life who help do that for you. So you might think about who in your life does that for you, and maybe send them a little note and say thank you. We appreciate that you do this for us, because it's important to acknowledge that. A teacher,
But I think it's important to always tell our children you can be anything you want to be.
Sure,
and that's really important. So we are open now in December, the next 3 weekends.
Yes.
And we hope you'll be able to pop out and say hello.
Yeah.
And the shop is decorated with some seasonal items.
We'll be serving our warm comfort chai tea. We usually serve in our fall and winter months. And people seem to really enjoy it. I certainly enjoy it. That was one of my first tea blending forays, was trying to recreate this chai that I loved that was no longer produced. And we love our chai. And it's a wonderful, naturally caffeine-free, really warming spice drink.
And we do have gift certificates for those of you who are finding a gift that might be tough to think about.
Some people are hard to buy for.
Hard to buy for, don't want to even go shopping for it. We do have gift certificates, and those are
also good for classes.
Yes, they can apply to the classes too.
Or for items in the shop, either way. And there are some new items in the shop that we would love to share with you. And one that we're really particularly excited about are our Glow beeswax candle holders. When they are lit with a little bit of candle flame, they just glow. And we have several different varieties. They have pressed flowers on the side, and we have several different
herbs and such.
Yeah, herbs.
Burns.
Yes, some beautiful, beautiful ones that are available. And so they make, of course, wonderful gifts for yourself or for anyone else. Beautiful setting really anywhere in your home. And when the lights are dimmed, it just gives this warm glow, like having a little mini fireplace, really, with plants on the side.
No artificial fragrances in these.
No, it really hits all the buttons for us. We really have to have, we love things that are all natural. So it's all natural beeswax, and it from a couple that actually raises the bees and the flowers, and they press them into the beeswax, and to have an all natural, beautiful item.
So think about that for your gift giving for sure.
One of the other items that we wanted to mention was inspired by one of our customers who came into the shop, and we love that. We love helping inform and inspire and being informed and inspired. And she said, "Hey, what about a decongestant steam?" And so
she was really in need of one.
Yes,
she said.
and so we created one that we were really excited about, and it's just smells amazing when we were blending it. It was just, this just smells medicinal and wonderful, and for like allergies or any kind of illness, for respiratory, lung support, and breathing support. And we're calling it our Herbal Steam, easy and effective. Breathing in an herbal steam is a time-honored way to support lung health and ease breathing when people are congested. And so all you do is bring a pan of water right up to a boil, toss a handful of the herbs into the pot, put a big bath towel over yourself and the steam pot. Be careful not to burn yourself, of course.
Don't get too close.
Don't get too close, but inhale that fragrant steam with herbs that we have chosen specifically to help with supporting lung health and decongesting, like eucalyptus and thyme and juniper berries and a few others as well. So that's something that we're offering here at the shop. It's great to keep in your winter herbal apothecary so that when you need it, you have it on hand.
It's also good for those that might be suffering from molds.
Yes, for sure. Yes, definitely. Great suggestion.
One of the items that I like to do this time of the year, if you're putting up your Christmas tree and you need a new string of lights on your tree, and I do like to use the plain lights. They don't take away from everything else. And I do like the simple look of the tree with maybe just lights on them. I like to take the string of lights and leave it in the box as it comes. They're the little tiny sparkly lights, and I will spray them with glass frost. Now, glass frost you can purchase at a craft store normally, or you might look online for it. But just by giving them a squirt of the glass frost around them, it softens the appearance. It gives them almost a pearly glow. And that softness is much more attractive than the glare of a bare bulb.
And we always look for on the side, generally on the side of any LED. I mean, of course, everything's LED now.
Yes.
On the side, it will usually tell you whether it's cool light or warm light. And so we always, whenever we buy light bulbs or especially lights for the tree, we're always looking for that warm glow because cool light is only natural during the daytime when the sun is shining. And when do you see your lights? You use your lights, you see your lights at nighttime. And blue light's really hard on our eyes at nighttime. It really disrupts our circadian rhythms. And so it's so important to have that warm, natural glow like a fire would be, which is a golden glow. So look for warm light.
That is a word of wisdom today, because I did not know to look for that and I was not happy with my bulbs, and now I am.
On the side it will tell you there's a range of cool to warm.
And again, if you're putting up your tree and you may have become tired of the ornament that you have on top of the tree, and I kind of like homemade ones. This is something I made a long time ago. She's a little worse for the wear. She's called an herb angel, and she's made with an artemisia skirt. And so you can find this wild, or maybe you grow it, called Silver Queen Artemisia or wild sage. Her arms here is a stick of cinnamon, a long stick of cinnamon. The leaves, these leaves are sallow leaves, or could be magnolia leaves that can be used as around her as wings and around the back of her head. The head is a large acorn. I will use a gourd on the next ones I'm doing because I feel like that will work really, really well. And they're all just kind of glued and wired together. A few dried flowers are stuck in below her head here to kind of pull everything together. And on the back, I do have a wire that I've wrapped all around her. And this is what will go over the top branch of the tree. And I just feel that that is a good look for my tree.
Oh, she's just beautiful. And she can also be used, of course, as a wall
Yes,
hanging.
I don't ever pack her away. She hangs either in the kitchen as a little kitchen angel, or she can be in the laundry room or on the side of a cupboard. She's always hanging someplace, somewhere.
Love
But
it.
everything is made from the plant world, which I love. So that's just a thought that you might want to make yourself. And I'm going to try to make some of those and put in the shop for this next year. And we just kind of, we've had them for all year round, but I do want to try the gourd. I think the little gourds, tiny gourds as a face.
Little dancing gourds is what Mom's talking about. She grew them in her garden. And if you've been in the shop, you've probably seen, we have a few of them for sale. And they're just tiny little gourds and they're so cute.
They are precious. I just love them. And so with that, I think we'll have a quote here. Somehow, not only this season, but all the year through, the joy that you give to others is the joy that comes back to you. That's by John Greenleaf.
Perfect.
So with that, we'll close out today and we'll see you next week.
Good earth blessings to you.